a reminder that like part 1 is where you're going to dig deep into the mathematics. In particular, for each instance of children's mathematics, you're going to report to me like what happened in parts A and B, and then part C is where you actually do like a really careful analysis. And I'm pretty sure I'm only asking you to do 2 instances, so I want you to go deep into the analysis, okay? You should be doing things like using your college student vocabulary that you've learned in this class to describe the mathematics that you saw, but also to be truly reflective and critical. So that's your opportunity to say things like, man, I wish I had asked this question or posed this scenario because I suspect this student is thinking about multiplication in the following way, and I'm curious if I'm right. If I had asked this question, I would have been able to tell, right? If I could confirm that that's how they're thinking about multiplication, then I'd be interested in how they're thinking about division, right? Or like whatever else is connected. So first, I actually have to start like being a little creative, maybe going back into the Common Core standards, be like, okay, so if this is how they're supposed to be thinking about this idea in 3rd grade, how does that lead into what they're doing in 4th grade? Like, okay, the student doesn't understand concept A in this way, then they might have some difficulty understanding this in the grade level, right? Does that make sense? So this is not to be done the night before it's due, right? I'm asking you to turn in group reflections. And that's very intentional because I want you to talk about what you experience. Right? If your group is trying to approach this task as a, well, I'll just do one instance, you do the other instance, and like we're not going to talk about it, that's the wrong way to do it. Okay, please don't do it that way. You'll only hurt yourselves. The whole goal is to get you talking about how kids are thinking about mathematics and being reflective with each other. The sooner you can start getting used to talking to people, other people, about what's happening in a classroom environment, the better, right? Teaching should not be a solo effort, okay? It really is so much more like fun / survivable, like when you have a community of people supporting you, okay? So I'd like you to get used to that as much as possible. Okay. Did you want to ask any homework questions before we take the quiz today? No? We're just going for it? It's on fractions? All right. Okay, so as promised, because we had gift of numbers last night, this is a group quiz. I think I made enough copies for everybody to have their own piece of paper and for there to be a separate group copy. Okay, so no calculators, no cell phones, just your brain. This is such a big group. I feel like it's an unfair advantage. Okay.